Good evening, guys. Welcome back. I believe this is the fourth set tonight. We have a Zerg vs Protoss for you. Always a fun and interesting matchup. We have DronesInJail, who managed to take in his previous set 2-0, and moofang, who was just narrowly beaten there by in the PvP there. And was very unlucky in their first game there. He kind of got blind countered with his War Prism 4 game. However, he is here up against drones, and this should be a very, very good game. So, without further ado, up in the top left, we have our blue Zerg. It is the, well, really the premier Fusion Slug Zerg at the moment. It's DronesInJail. And down in the bottom right-hand side, we have our red Protoss, as I said, beaten in that last set. But certainly in with a shot here, we have moofang.
Yeah! Awesome introduction. Alright guys, so I'm pretty excited to see this. I love seeing any Zerg play, especially DronesInJail, because he's a very, very, very solid player. So I'm very excited to be spectating drones play once again.
Yeah, you pretty much don't get more solid than him. You don't get much more solid than him in the slugs. As I said, he's pretty much the #1 Zerg in the clan at this point in time.
Most definitely. I'm looking to take the crown off his head soon, but I'm more than happy for it to be sitting on that Zergy head at the moment.
You'll get that. And I must apologize to Shadow Mum. I had a mind blank when I was talking about the previous set. I'm really sorry. I was at uni for 12 hours today, so that's my excuse. Not very good, I know. But still, apologies, Shadow, because I know you're watching.
I'm sure he won't mind too much. So a Forge Fast Expand coming down, and a 15 food hatch pool. Fairly standard play coming out from both of them. Not be surprised to see 3 base play from the Zerg.
Drones is once again going for that hatch immediately in his third, not even bothering to have a fight with the probe.
No, I still find that to be strangely, I don't know, cautious. Mainly because he tries to fight the probe if it's blocking, and still doesn't try to take the third straight away. Could be because he's waiting for scouting information, as you can see with that Overlord path set up to see any sort of proxies or shenanigans going down.
Yeah, it's certainly a valid option. However, this time, unlike the last time, I don't think he's going to send that drone back, and he is going to plant. He's going to plant that third base pretty much straight away.
Indeed. And
there we go. Alright. The customary 4 lings are out to chase away that pesky probe, which has... Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Down the bottom left side of the map there. Going to swing back around. Check that that third base is indeed there. Hasn't been cancelled or anything. Especially if he was watching the first lot of games with drones in it, he does know that really anything is possible.
Yes, definitely.
I would say this is a much more customary, well, what I'm used to in terms of a wall-off here for a moofang.
I definitely approve of this wall-off. If I was going for a banding bust, I wouldn't necessarily enjoy attempting to break this one, as the pylon being the only option, but it's nowhere near the cannons or anything. It'd be a very difficult target to break through. And with that cybercore in the back there, this is a solid wall here from moofang.
Uber strong wall here from moofang. Here's something you don't see every day. The Protoss has a worker lead. Only if one. Not anymore. Oh, nope, still does. But, you know, I just thought, you know, it's kind of neat. Never happens, really, except for this point in the game. Yeah, however, you know, the Zerg 3-base economy will start to kick in very, very soon with the Alave mechanic there, especially considering there's already 3 queens up. So those injects are going to be going very, very strong very, very soon.
Definitely.
And we have a Stargate coming up from Protoss. Now,
Interesting. Now,
I'm going to be extremely interested to see what he does here.
me too. I don't agree with Stargate plays so much against Zerg, purely because Zerg can, if they're going for a Roach max out, they'll simply ignore the Stargate and go for that key tech that they're mainly worried about. They'll be going for into the base, try to get some worker damage. They'll be trying to take out robo bays, robo facilities, that sort of good stuff. And if it's any sort of late game sort of tech, Corruptors are going to kill any sort of carrier play, and Mutalisks or Hydralisks, which will share upgrades with the Roaches that Drones is currently trying to get, are just going to slaughter any sort of Void Ray play. So I'm curious to see just how invested he gets with this Void Ray play.
Well, allow me to enlighten you. Possibly, I hope I'm not wrong here again, because that would be the, I think, third time tonight, and it'd just be incredibly awkward. But he's getting the one Void Ray here, will clean up any Overlords, then he should make a minimum of 3, okay, that's the second Void Ray, I'm just going to stop talking. But no, like, he could go with 2 Void Rays, but normally what the Protoss will do is they'll get 1 or 2 Void Rays and 3 to 4 Phoenixes and go clean up Overlords, clean up creep tumors, and go lift Queen. The Queens only really happens if you make the Phoenixes first and they're hidden, because then the Zerg doesn't have time to make Spore Crawlers. However, as you can see, there's a Spore in every midline already.
Yeah.
So any sort of Queen and Worker harass is going to be pretty much nullified. However, the Overlords will be picked off by these Void Rays who are going to limit vision, and it's obviously going to cause a headache.
Void Ray is not going for Overlords though. It looks like he's just trying to do a push with a Zealot Void Ray. It's an interesting decision, but I'm not quite sure. He might be able to take out this third, actually.
They already have a proxy in place. It's got 1 Queen. Second Queen's been chased by the Zealots. It's going to go down. Second one will go down.
With some Roaches up now.
And the third Queen
down.
is going to go down as well. 3 Queens are down, the hatch is under fire. The 3 targets are Spore with both Void Rays, it's going to go down. No, it won't. Never mind.
That's
actually, yes, it will. And the hatch is now under fire from things that can't be hit. Because that Queen is probably going to go down if both of them focus, but he's just going to run away, which actually is a safer idea.
It is a smarter choice. You don't want to risk losing your Void Rays to our Queen. It's definitely not cost efficient.
No, certainly not. Now, I think if I was moofang, I'd be pulling out right about now. Because again, you want to pull out before something nasty happens. Go home, macro up, he has done a bit of damage. He's killed 3 Queens, which is not to be underestimated at all.
Now, I disagree with the choice to go Infestors here at this point. Because he's limited to anti-air on the actual army. He might be actually be able to get those infested Terrans down and whatnot, but I think the smarter play would be to go Hydralisks and try to force out an army at this point to take out those Void Rays. He could probably just go kill him right now if he had gone for Hydralisks.
Well, if he gets money fungals, that'll take care of the Void Rays. And if he manages to keep the Infestors alive, they'll be useful in future engagements, as we do know. Infestors are very good in a engagement against Protoss, actually engagement against anybody really, but especially with Protoss liking their blink. However, moofang is continuing Void Ray production, and he's getting +1 shields, and he has a... Oh, come on, I saw in the production tab, he has a Templar Archive, so there it is. Okay, so this could be some sort of a wacky Zealot Void Ray Archon timing here, while taking a 3rd base.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's a bad idea, but I'm curious to see how this goes, actually. I personally haven't had this hit me before.
I haven't seen this either, so I'm kind of improvising with the Archon bit, but that's the only thing I can assume.
He's getting Sonic
However,
Storm
there's
now.
Storm, so... You know, I'm just gonna let you cast for the next 5 minutes, while I stop talking.
Well, this game could really go anywhere at this point. Zerg's gone on to his 4th base. Protoss is currently taking his 3rd, and that is a secure base. It has cannons, got pylons going on. He's got the High Templar.
That's a lot of cannons.
That is a lot of cannons. Almost defeats the purpose of the High Templar.
Cannons are actually in the wrong spot. Well, they're nearly in the wrong. They're almost in the wrong spot. I would have put them up where the Zerg's coming right now.
There we go. You've got the Fungals going down now.
And there's the Fungal I was talking.
The Infestor Marines coming out, but Void Rays is going to be too effective.
Fungal that hold the army in place, Infested Terrans. That...
It's not GG yet. Infested Terrans are very slow. As long as the Void Rays are used correctly, which unfortunately they're not, you got to move those Void Rays. He successfully moved his Void Rays away.
And he hasn't cancelled that 3rd base yet, which leads me to believe that he thinks he can still hold it somehow. He's got to cancel that base, because these roaches are walking in. These roaches are walking in, they're going to get all the probes they could ever wish for Christmas. If Zerg do indeed celebrate Christmas, and there's more roaches streaming across the map. In fact, there's just Zerg streaming across the map. It's actually slightly ridiculous. This is looking bad. We're up to 20 workers killed, 22, 23, 25. This is going higher and higher up in our 30s now. That's GG.
It is GG. moofang calling GG. Drones answering back. A very aggressive play from both players then.
Certainly, and I would have to say, any pre-game predictions or pre-day predictions of Drones topping his group seem to be coming true at this point in time.
Definitely. Well, the possibly predicted winner here, DronesInJail, spawning up in the top left as the red Zerg.
And down in the bottom right we have our blue Protoss, losing there to a very good Roach Infestor timing. We have moofang.
Both players very strong, but I think possible just unit mismanagement then, which was the death of moofang.
Yes, I'd have to agree. And once again, it seems I'm apologizing because Shadowmobber actually beat Drones, didn't he?
He did.
In the first set.
He did beat him.
In the first set of games. So, again, Shadowmobber, I'm very sorry. But no, you know, Drones are still looking very strong. I mean, you certainly can't say that first set of games between Shadowmobber and Drones were ordinary.
No, they
standard.
They were balls to the wall, pretty crazy.
So, you know, you could probably forgive him for losing that, losing those games.
The earliest scout of all time here from the Protoss, confirming his suspicions that the Zerg will be building a spawning pool around the 2-minute mark.
Well, I mean, it is useful in case they're going to 6-pool you, but this is one hell of a big map.
6-pool very unlikely on this map. Will we be seeing Drones going with his customary 3rd base run to? He will be.
Yep. Be interesting to see if he chucks it down though, instead of fighting and then chucking his 2nd down.
Oh, the pylon's gone down. This may be where we see the 3rd go down. Definitely.
And it does indeed.
Interesting.
And that probe is
almost
5 hit points.
Shields regenerate extremely quickly though. That is crazy.
They do. It's a very, very handy mechanic, I'll tell you.
Very much so.
Alright, we have 6 lings on the way, which is more than the usual. Oh my, where are these going? Where are these lings going?
These lings may be going to harass after having that attack.
There is no forge. There's no
forge. What is going on? Is this a mess up by moofang, or is this a deliberate?
I don't know. I think it was. Whoa. What?
Okay.
What?
This will be going very poorly. I don't think that probe is actually walling off.
Oh,
Suspicions confirmed.
My...
Why are you attacking that pylon? Any zealot's going to get out before you can destroy it.
Yeah, but 4 wings I think can take on and zealot. 6 wings can take on and zealot pretty easy. And
zealot's walled himself in though. He's going to be able to kill quite a few of those
go down.
That Ling micro, he only lost Ling then.
Here comes a probe pull.
That probe pull's not going to be going as well as we want it to.
I've got to say...
You're not going to want to target down that gateway, you're going to want to take down that pylon.
I think he's going to go for the... No, he's going to go for the zealot again. Thought he might just go straight for that pylon, try and unpower the gateway and just to lam some more. I'm sure he'd go for that after he kills the zealot. However, he is backed into a corner. Now he's going for that pylon, and he's...
This is not looking good now for moofang.
However, we do have 3 proxy gates.
Oh! Would you look at that? This could go either way still. Although, with no minerals to do anything with those proxies, I don't think it'll matter.
There are 3 zealots on the way, and he's going to clean this base up. But, yeah, no, it's a long way to the main base where that spawning pool is in all its green sludgery. And I really don't think there's going to be much that
there are enough drones on the field that drone could use to clean up those zealots.
And, I mean, his drone micro has to be pretty good, especially to get them out of jail all the time.
Moofang conceding GG. Good game indeed.